With the first and ninth picks in the draft, the Chicago Bears select Javier Assad and PCA. Come sweet, man.
You are Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You are Locked On Sweep. Locked On Cubs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Alongside Sam Olber, I'm Matt Cozy. Sam and I are lifelong fans, taking our passion into discussion with you on all things Cubs. Thank you for being part of the show and making Locked On Cubs your first listen today. And the best way you can help us grow the show is to listen every day, like the video, and comment anything below. Today's episode is presented by FanDuel. Make every moment more with FanDuel. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets guaranteed. That's $150, win or lose. Visit FanDuel.com/lockedon to get started. Cubs finished the sweep of the Astros with a 3-1 win on Thursday. Bedlam at Wrigley was the text I got from Sam just after the school day ended. Javier Assad went 5 2/3 innings, and Pete Crow-Armstrong hit a 2-run homer as the Cubs have posted really impressive performances this week and are now 16-9 on this season. Sam, indeed, it was Bedlam at Wrigley, and this week has begun and has continued in a great fashion.
So many storylines from a sweep that I really did not expect. And, you know, from Thursday afternoon's game, it'll be the PCA homer, which I'm sure we'll get to, Nico Horner's 3 hits. But it's time for me to take a drive over to the local convenience store. Maybe that's a Walgreens. Actually, I don't think they have them there. Maybe it's a Jewel. Maybe it's a Trader Joe's, whatever it is. And ask the front desk person to give me their finest bouquet of flowers. And I'd like to take them and I'd like to hand them over to Javier Assad because
Mariano's has a good flower selection.
Yeah, it's time to give some flowers to Javier Assad. The data can, miss me now because it's been now since the second half of last season. He continues to just bank in solid performance after solid performance.
Right.
And Thursday afternoon's game was one of his best. He did not give up very much hard contact, a fluky hit to begin the game from Altuve, or he would have probably had a shutout. He was tremendous. And this whole series, Matt, was the same formula. 1 or 2 big swings of the bat from the offense, really good starting pitching, and outstanding bullpen effort. Neris, again, a little bit shaky, gets the job done, but everybody else was Nesky, really solid. We all talk about the bullpen when they struggle, rightfully so, but you have to give them some credit too. Things have settled down a little bit on that front this week.
Yeah, just a phenomenal effort, especially on the pitching side this week. Runs in bunches for sure, all 3 games. And Assad went 5 2/3, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. ERA down to an even 2.00. And he really has been great for the Northsiders, really dating back to last August, that in some ways he helped revive and survive things that were going on last year, especially in the rotation. Hayden Wisniewski with another performance that ascends his status on the team. He went to Arizona last week. He got there like an hour before the game. He helped them win that Wednesday game to win the series against the D-backs. Now, 8 days later, he's back again. He goes 2 1/3 scoreless, and then they turn it over to Neris for the 9th, who had some magic tricks up his sleeve yet again. So many highlights from this game, and I do think starting with Assad is appropriate before we move to offense, because this is a dude that you could make the case, Sam, he's the best pitcher on the staff right now.
Yeah.
You could possibly make that case. It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, I think it's probably Imanaga. But he's right there to your point. He's right there to your point. And he deserves a ton of credit for that. And today was one of those days. It wasn't even low. Oh, well, he found a way to escape. I mean, he didn't really have much trouble the entire
Yeah.
afternoon. I mean, he was really, really good. And, you know, he's one of those guys. He doesn't really typically make too much sense if you're into computers, but that's what's great about the game. Bleep the computers for a bit.
You have to play the games.
Yeah, and it's been great to watch. And then early in the game, bases loaded, no out, happened. Oh, no, it wasn't actually.
Yeah.
It was Bush and Swanson strike out, not able to get it done. Later on, I believe Bush left 9 men on base today. I think he's 0 for his last 15. I think he's 0 for his last 15. And so you're thinking, all right, well, maybe this is one of those Seiya Bellinger days that you're going to miss those guys. And PCA comes out of nowhere with the only hit of his major league career and probably will be the biggest for quite a while.
Crazy. Yeah, they had chances early, namely the bases loaded, no outs in the first. Did not take advantage, but they still had pretty good at-bats. They showed resolve, and ultimately they were victorious, obviously. The PCA home run is a jolt in my Cubs fan spirit. It's something that I did not expect this early in his tenure after being called up purely because of injury. He wasn't on the radar for a call-up. He just wasn't. He has been underperforming at AAA. And if this is a turning point for him, one wonders what the Cubs can be despite all their absences. Could this be a game that really elevates him to a place of comfort and confidence? And his swing decisions keeps maturing. His hard contact keeps increasing, and he just becomes more of an everyday threat. I think that would be really interesting and really cool. He certainly energizes the ballpark in a big way already, and for him to put a ball out of the yard like that at that time with the game tied 1-1 in the sixth, what a huge swing of the bat, and that's his first major league hit. Hopefully he gets that ball. And it's really a game that you hopefully just enjoy. Like, of course I could ask you, do you think Wisniewski is going to be a multi-inning reliever moving forward? Hey, do you think PCA is going to get more starts? How about who cares right now? Because all the problems that have been so well documented on this show, and they're 3-0 this week. They're 16-9 overall, and you really feel good about this club.
Yeah, I think that just going back to the PCA swing real quick.
Yeah,
the first pitch of the sequence was a ball that got away from Abreu. It was a ball high that it literally hit the screen. It literally hit the screen. It was so high.
It almost was a souvenir.
Yeah. And so he was showing bunt on that pitch. It was going to be a sack bunt. But then the runner on first, I can't remember who it was at the time, gets the second base.
Amaya.
Because it was a wild pitch. And so then he literally just goes, you know what? It's 1-0. He just made a terrible pitch. He's probably going to groove one here. And he just cheated on a fastball because his whole problem at both levels this year and last year is he just can't catch up to the fastball. And so he just cheated, expect it, got it, didn't miss it. And hopefully it'll give him a jolt. And, I still wouldn't be surprised if he's not even in the lineup on Friday just because of how Counsell said he was going to use him. But that's a really big swing of the bat, and that's a really big thing for his confidence.
Yeah, huge. And Horner, 3 hits, as you mentioned. Tauchman, a single and 3 walks. Mike Tauchman's average and OBP are now up to 298 and 437, respectively.
Barry Tauchman.
He is the ultimate X factor, Sam. When we got a question at our Displaying show in the heat of winter, I think it's dead of winter in Displays in February, and a young Cubs fan, a young listener of ours said, "Hey, who do you think like Tauchman in 2023 can really help the team?" And you said Mike Tauchman.
Yeah, I remember that.
And we're both big fans Everydayers certainly know that. He's from right down the street here in Palatine, and it's just great to see him contributing like this.
Yeah, and he's gonna really, this is something for Mike Talkman now. It becomes a little bit bigger than just contributing because now for the next month plus, he may be a major factor. He may hit second in
Yeah.
this lineup every single day, and
Wow.
he has a chance to be one of the fulcrums of this team.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, absolutely. And the Cubs also stole 2 bases today.
yeah, Swanson had one, and I don't remember who else. So
Swanson and Canario.
yeah.
So that was a nice surprise. I thought that as my Wi-Fi symbol goes in and out, just let me know if
You're good.
I thought it was a statement series just of a different variety. The Astros are underperforming, they're underachieving, but to get a sweep even at this time of the year, even if unexpected, just a huge performance that for a team that continues to show resiliency. And I remember a couple times last year we asked about statement series, and I think even though it's April 25th as we record, there is some kind of statement that I think is happening.
Right.
And maybe it is one of resiliency, but I really like seeing this, and hopefully it can continue.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was to me, it's not even about a statement series as much as just you're banking in wins when you're really undermanned, and that's huge.
Can it continue this weekend? The Cubs play the Red Sox. Let's get to it next. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. It's playoff time in the NBA and NHL. Baseball's in full swing, and FanDuel is your place to bet on every game. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets guaranteed. That's $150, win or lose. Bet on everything from slap shots to home runs to slam dunks, all on an app that is safe, secure, and easy to use. The Cubs are now down to plus 185 to win the NL Central. Brewers plus 250, Cardinals plus 320, Reds plus 480, and Pirates plus 1200. What are you waiting for? Visit fanduel.com/locked on and make your first bet an automatic win. FanDuel, official partner of the Locked On Podcast Network. The Cubs play the Red Sox at 6:10 p.m. Central Friday, and you can hear every pitch of the Cubs hometown broadcast on SiriusXM by searching Cubs on the SXM app. All right, Cubs Red Sox this weekend. Cubs travel to Boston, Fenway Park, for the first time since 2017, 3-game series with the Bo Sox. These two teams have only played each other 21 times, despite all their years in this great game. Some similarities between the two franchises currently, both on and off the field. Maybe we'll get to that. And first pitch times of 6:10 Friday, 3:10 Saturday, and 6:10 Sunday, with that last game of the series airing on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. Imanaga and Cutter Crawford, TBD against Josh Winkowski, probably going to be Ben Brown for the Cubs, and Wicks against Tanner Houck. Crawford and Houck for the Red Sox, two of the best pitchers in baseball so far. Red Sox offensive core, Rafael Devers, Tyler O'Neill, Connor Wong, their main offensive threats. Tristan Cassis and Trevor Story are both injured. Otherwise, there are a few other role players who have impressed at times this year. Cubs Red Sox, Sam.
Yeah, this is one of those series I really don't even feel comfortable trying to handicap. Crawford and Houck pitching really well. Are they actually that good? I'm not sure. Boston, I don't know I know they lost on Thursday. I don't know what they've done recently. I know they're 14-12. Devers is obviously a stud. Everyone knows that. They got a weird team, it's
Yes.
kind of like Ref Snyder's hitting in the middle of their lineup and things like that. So for me, because of this sweep, after the way the homestand started, I'm kind of going in there. I'm not saying gravy mode, But if they don't get swept, I'm not going to come out here on Sunday and be in rant mode. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm not expecting. I'm not going in there. They don't need a sweep. If they win the series, great. If they lose 2 out of 3, I mean, they've done so well.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the Brewers start to lose some more.
Yeah, they're playing real well.
I mean, it's fluky, dude. Gary Sanchez hit a 2-run homer off of Aroldis Chapman today, late.
When is it going to even out is what you're asking.
Yeah, it's just come
Who
on,
do they play
man.
this weekend?
I don't know or care.
Hopefully a good team.
William Contreras spent $370. Come on.
That's crazy, man.
Enough. Leave it alone.
They even won that game after Freddie Peralta got touched up in the first.
Tired of this.
I wonder what Council thinks. The Cubs Brewers, by the way, a week from right now.
Are you serious?
Next Friday.
Oh man, yeah, that's
we got to get up for that, bro.
Well, it just stinks. I love to play those guys with the middle core of our lineup in there too.
Well, of course. Well, and I hope that the Cubs will do that at some point this year. I got to look at the schedule. I don't know when their second, third, fourth meetings are, but yeah, even so, that's going to be a big one. Mets in between there. The Mets have been playing well.
I mean, the Mets. I'm looking at the standings. I mean, the Cubs are 16-9. They have the third best record in the NL.
Yeah, that's
Braves are first, and the Brewers are second.
And we know what they've done, in the games that they've lost. Not all of those have been just so-called straight-up losses that we've detailed.
Cubs have I agree.
It's crazy.
I know, for sure. It's been, so what are we, 16 plus 9 is 25. So we're 25.
Nice math.
So we're 25 games in. We're 7 games away from the infamous 32 mark.
That's right. Yeah.
And basically they need to win one more to get to where we thought they needed to get to.
Yeah. Well, I think we even floated after the Steele injury 16-16.
Right? No, I didn't float it. I think it was swimming.
I'll review the tape tonight. I think I said 17-15 for the first 32. My dad said 18-14.
And now I'm saying 20-12.
20-12 would be crazy. Yeah, no. So next Thursday's matinee against the Mets is game 32.
Now,
this is the last week of April, Sam. Is that crazy?
I don't want to talk about that. So I just want to quickly mention the Michael Busch piece. He is all of a sudden it just lost up there. So, we'll have to see what happens. I am starting to lose you a little bit internet wise, Matthew. But we'll have to, there you are. Okay. We'll have to see what happens with Busch. It's such a hard situation because the Cubs don't really have a better option to put in the middle of the lineup right now.
No, they don't.
And he's got a lot of pressure on him. And it's just, and it's not like this is an extended funk. It's 15 ABs, but,
Right.
0 for 15, 10 Ks gets your attention a little bit. But he's actually hit much better away from Wrigley this year. So maybe this weekend, I guess what I'm trying to say, Cubs, Red Sox, one of the things I'm looking at is to see if Busch can just get back to being, to being solid.
Well, the park dimensions there are so wacky.
Yeah.
Of course you have the monster in left, but the right field foul pole is like 200 something feet away. So it's crazy. It could be, I'm curious to see the scoring patterns by both teams, but especially the Cubs this weekend. All right. Well, I'm hoping for 2 out of 3. I could see a 1 out of 3 just because Crawford and
don't even leave it alone. Let's just see what happens.
But you know what I'm saying, right?
The only prediction I'm making is that the Bears take Caleb Williams.
I just hope they keep playing well.
I'm very grateful that we are 25 games into the season and what's felt like a very challenging stretch without injuries, add in bullpen meltdowns, add in all these things that we've won. We're on a 104 win pace. Somebody save me some flowers for the skipper.
Sounds good. All right. Well, coming up next, we are going to do best and worst of the week. And we do that right after this. Today's episode is brought to you by DoorDash. This Mother's Day, get something thoughtful for mom on DoorDash. Surprise her from wherever you are with fresh bouquets, the latest tech, gift cards, self-care treats, and more to make her day that much better. Pair flowers with a gift card so she can celebrate any way she wants. Is she a bookworm? How about a bookstore gift card? Does she love a good latte? Then how about a gift card to her favorite coffee shop? You can't really go wrong. Get thoughtful gifts she deserves with the convenience you need. Choose same day delivery or schedule a week ahead for when flowers and gifts should arrive to her door with DoorDash. Get all your Mother's Day gifts all in one place and get 50% off your next order up to $15 when you spend $15 or more on your next flowers, convenience, grocery, or retail order now with code LOCKEDONMLB. That's code LOCKEDONMLB. Order using DoorDash today. Terms do apply. Code LOCKEDONMLB for DoorDash today. Fun show so far, celebrating a Cubs sweep of the Astros and also previewing the Red Sox series this weekend. We close out this episode, and thank you whenever and wherever you may be listening, with Best and Worst. I have a little Matt and Sam promo that we need to do, and I want to make more of a point to do moving forward. And then I guess I could talk about my computer or my Wi-Fi because I haven't had this pop up. But quite frankly,
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine now.
I know, but I think my worst of the week is just my inactivity in terms of actually going to the store and getting myself a new machine. This is a small business that we run, that I run. And I have to have the correct equipment. I keep fooling around. And so that's my worst of the week, that I still don't have a new computer.
Okay.
I'm just going to throw that out there. My best of the week, Sam, is our subscription podcast Unlocked. I'm going to start putting a tag at the end of the episode with the promo. I want this thing to get bigger. We appreciate everybody's support over here, of course, but want to bring your attention over to Unlocked as well. We're going to do our Bears draft episode of that show, record that Thursday night, have that published Friday morning. We do Bears over there. We do other sports. We just talk about our day-to-day. That is Unlocked. The link to subscribe is in this episode description. Sam?
I'm gonna defer. I'm not gonna call this a best because I don't like to celebrate failure.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna call it a worst because I'm not a fan of the team. I'm just gonna say it out there. I'll call mine my big thing of the week. I almost think it's not being talked enough about the ineptitude of the Southside baseball team.
Yeah,
we're sitting here. I got to listen to prayers and stuff with the Bears and their press conference, whatever they're doing. I don't know what's going on, and of course the draft is going to take,
precedence, I would think.
Precedence over the whole city. I mean, PCA could hit 7 home runs on Friday, and the lead Monday morning is going to be, what the Bears did at 9 or whatever.
Right, great. Maybe a trade down.
Yeah, whatever.
Or trade up.
The Chicago White Sox, as it currently stands, not only have a chance to be the worst team in the history of the modern era of baseball, but they are one of the worst professional sports teams I've ever seen. And no, I'm not trying to be funny.
No, I know. They're on pace for 21 wins.
No, it is. I was just flipping around today. I was doing my work. I was like, oh, they're up late. They'll finally get one. Boom, gone. I mean, they have 3 victories.
No, you can't make it up. At this point, you struggle to think if they do hit 50.
It's almost May 1st. They're 3 games up on you and I. That needs to be discussed more.
Okay, sounds good. Well, ESPN's baseball page did have them on the cover this week. They said, I believe the headline was, "How bad can the White Sox really be this year?" Or something like that.
Oh, you're about to find out. It's not going to be through a campfire milkshake.
Wow, I think that's 2 shots at the milkshakes as well this week. We're going to go over Cubs Red Sox on Monday's episode. I can't believe the week's already come to a close, Sam. 5 shows in the books. A lot of good ones. Some adversity right now for the Cubs, but Cubs sweep episode, man, such an exciting time right now. And any final thoughts?
Just really proud of this team right now and hope we can keep grinding.
Thank you so much for checking out this edition of Locked On Cubs. You give us 20 to 30 minutes and we'll give you all things Cubs with a laugh or two along the way. Be sure to hit subscribe on YouTube, smash the like button for the algorithm, and leave a 5-star review on Apple, Spotify, and everywhere you get your podcasts. And if you want more Matt and Sam, consider supporting us by subscribing to our Unlocked podcast. The link to subscribe is in this episode description. Go Cubs, go. Get the brooms out, wave the W flag. 16-9, 3-0 this week, a sweep of the Astros. He's Sam Olber. I'm Matt Cozy. This is Locked On Cubs.
Go Cubs.